The idea of this reunion came from a conversation Luke McKecker and myself had back in, I guess, late November, December. I was taking our monthly Cupar Canuck trip with the bus to Regina, and I actually bumped into Luke McKecker there at Northgate Mall, and our conversation quickly came regarding hockey. And throughout the conversation, Luke mentioned numerous times that he just treasured his time in Cupar and had a great time, and he sure treasured it. So I just mentioned to Duke, I think you're ready for a reunion, and he said, that's a great idea, so that's why we're here today. Hockey in Cupar. Hockey in Cupar began the first recorded meeting on December 28, 1906, and on January 1st, 1907, the first practice was held on a 44 by 100 open-air rink. Senior teams at that time consisted of 7 players on the ice at one time with no substitutions. The player was hurt, the opposition dropped the player, and the game continued. In January 1907, the Kirkella Hockey League was formed with teams from Port Capel, Belcaris, Lipton, Strasbourg, Cupar, forming the West Division. In the first season, Cupar won the West Division final, but lost the McDonald Trophy to Esterhazy, the East Division champions, in the league finals. Also during the 1907 season, Cupar teams traveled by train and played exhibition games against teams from Saskatoon, Moose Jaw, and Regina. On Christmas Day 1911, a new rink was opened. The war years 1914-1918 wreaked havoc on the senior clubs. And to help keep the clubs going, many younger players were part of the team. It was during that time Eddie and Audrey Shore started to make their mark. By 1920, hockey evolved to a 6-man game with 1 or 2 substitutions allowed. For the 1920-21 season, Cupar played in the North Capel League, which consisted of Abernathy, Lipton, and Cupar. In March 1922, Cupar defeated Moose Jaw to become the Southern Provincial champions, but he eventually lost the Henderson Cup to Melville for the provincial championship. In 26, Cupar again was a member of the Kirkella Branch Hockey League. Cupar lost to Lipton in that league final. In the 30s and 40s, there was great emphasis placed on minor hockey. In 1930, Bill Kilburn formed a junior team. In spite of this, Cupar managed to ice a senior team every year for playing exhibition games against teams from Belcaris, Dysart, Lipton, Markinch, Quinton, Selby, and the Sueans from Port Capel. In 1954, with the efforts of Bill Finley, a new skating rink and curling rink was built. It was this year that the senior club, known then as the Cubs, joined the Last Mountain Hockey League. The first game in the new rink was played in 1955 against Golden. The Right Angle Hockey League was formed in the fall of '61. Cupar joined this league the following season in 1963 and was a member until 1985 when the league folded. In 1985-86 season, Cupar was accepted to the Highway Hockey League and continues to play in the league today. In 1990, the Cuplex, our present-day arena, opened to become the new home of the Cupar senior hockey team, the Canucks. The first game in the Cuplex was played on December 21st, 1990 against Selby, and yes, Kelly, we beat Selby then too. Much has transpired since the first meeting in 1906. Senior hockey has survived many trials and tribulations over the years, and we look forward to the future. We also remember and take pride in our past. Now I'd like to call on Mr. Brock Turner to come up and have a few words. Brock was involved with senior hockey from 1928 to 1955. Brock?
Thank you, Kevin. You know, they say a fellow may sometimes lives too long. I'm at the age that they say the golden years, but I always try to forget the G on the golden. And make them older years. I am the only one left of the junior hockey team that was formed in 1930. There was 9 of us that played hockey, and as I say, I'm the only one left. I knew Eddie Shore and I knew Aubrey Shore. I watched Eddie play hockey when I was a young kid, and Aubrey stayed with it as far as we were concerned and went to the city, and occasionally would bring a team out to challenge us. So I even played against Aubrey Shore, so I certainly welcome all the Shores here. I did coach the Tubby, as we always call them, with Harold Shore and Ralph Shore when they played here in Cupar. I could mention a few things that stick out in my mind as I played it for a number of years. One time I think I will always remember, as a junior team, we played the Sioux Indians. It was a 60-minute game. There wasn't a penalty called, and they beat us 1-0. That was due to the fact mostly that a man named Thompson was on the Sioux team, and he could shoot with either hand. And he came down the ice, and as Charlie Hibbert, our goalie, said, he never saw him change hands and shoot the puck at all. A few odd things like that that remind me that I'm getting older. But I'd also like to take it this time, as maybe a senior hockey player, to thank Kevin and his whole bunch of helpers for the wonderful banquet and for the whole shebang, as we say, here today. They've done a wonderful job. I would say, if any of you want something done in this type of line, just get in touch with Kevin. He knows how to do it. Well, thank you very, very, very much, and thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you for the kind words. Now I'd like to call on Mr. Duke McEachran. Duke was involved in the senior hockey team from 1954 to 1963. Duke.
I had to write everything down. I'm not a politician. Thanks, Kevin. And hello, everyone. Well, I played in probably the only guy dead or alive. I played in 3 rinks at this time. I played in the old Lady Shore rink when I was a teenager, midget hockey. And then I played for 9 or 10 years in the next rink. And they invited me out to play when they opened the new rink. So thanks, folks. But before I say anything else, we should, not to be repetitious, Brock, we should say a big thank you to Kevin Bonish for his hundreds of hours of work, a zillion phone calls, many of which were made from coast to coast in Canada and the United States. The many, many miles he put on his car, the unbelievable hours he and his wife Leanne spent on the internet to locate ex-players and their addresses, and also compiling statistics, coordinating team pictures, organizing donated items to the Sports Hall of Fame, recruiting volunteers for the weekend, and organizing all the rest of the events that are taking place for us to enjoy. So to Kevin and his wife Leanne, and to all you volunteers, and you know who you are, who helped in any way to make this event something we will always cherish and forever remember, let's stand and give them all a rousing ovation.